8 things that you want to do and you should be aware of before you start selling on Amazon FBA. Easily overcome some of the common stumbling blocks that people encounter when they first start their Amazon FBA business. If you guys don't know me, I am Sanya and I have been selling on Amazon FBA for about 5 years and more now. Throughout my journey, I have had many successes, and with success is something a lot of people don't talk about is obviously the failures that come along. I'm going to take all those experiences and also the experiences of my students that are 6 and 7-figure sellers as well, and I'm going to put them all into this video. So if you're looking to start on Amazon FBA or you have just started and you don't really know everything, then this video is definitely for you. Number 1 is always check if your country is listed as an accepted country to sell on Amazon. This might seem obvious to you, but unfortunately many people don't check this ahead of time. I'll link it in the description box for you down below so you can have a direct link to see exactly which countries are accepted and which are not. So if you are from that restricted country and you want to start on Amazon FBA business, then there are gonna be more barriers for you. However, there are always ways around this, like setting up a company in another country or setting up a bank account in another country. But it's these extra steps that might take more time and more money. So knowing this ahead of time is important. Second thing is to know the necessary paperwork that Amazon's gonna require from you, such as your business name, your personal name, your tax ID, your social security number, and a valid debit or credit card. You should always have the right documents ready when applying for Amazon account. I created a step-by-step video tutorial on how to open an Amazon account. It is fully updated, so if you want to watch, I will have a link to it in the video description below. Photos of a national ID like a passport or a driving license or a bank statement that has an address on it is very important. Luckily, preparing for this is super simple. Just do these 2 things. 1, use a digital camera like the one on your cell phone to take photo of your national identification card or driving license or passport, anything you can use. Then log in to your bank and download your latest statement. Then just upload these documents when Amazon asks for them during the account creation process. Amazon need a valid credit or debit card that is chargeable internationally because they are gonna need it to be able to charge you for your seller center account and also for any fees that you might encounter, such as ads and different things like that. So you need to have a credit or debit card in order to register your account. Now, if you don't have access to either a credit card or a debit card, do not completely panic, because you can always apply for that. The truth is that any serious long-term business is going to need access to either a credit card or a debit card, ideally a credit card. Third thing is always check the products you want to sell are in a restricted category or not. So if you already have an idea of what you want to sell, then figure out what category it will fall into. There are many reasons why Amazon might restrict a category to sellers, and mostly it's because of quality. Now there are lots of categories that anyone can just come in and sell in, such as home and gardening, because these categories are unrestricted. If you want to start selling items in these categories, then congratulations, you can just come in and start selling without having submitted any application. But unfortunately, there are some categories that are restricted, and before you start selling in them, you are going to need to submit an application to do so. Now, some restricted categories like clothing and accessories have really easy requirements, but others like food and grocery have much stricter requirements. There are a lot of liabilities issue. So I always recommend to you and my students also to check if the products they want to sell are in a restricted category or not. Here's the thing guys, with Amazon they are constantly changing their requirements, and the honest truth is that they usually have these changes are like designed to create the barrier to enter and not everyone to easily enter. My point here is that the sooner you do things like creating an account, the easier it is. So do not wait, act now, and don't be put off by these restrictions. These restrictions is only make it harder, is only for the illegitimate sellers to be selling on Amazon, which means that there is less competition out there for legitimate sellers like you and my students. Now let's go on to the fourth thing, that is to decide what business model do you want to go. Of course, before you get started, you need to pick a business model to pursue when creating your new Amazon business. The most popular of these is including dropshipping, private labeling, and wholesale selling. And of course, each of these business models has their own pros and cons, and it's important for you to go out there and research each business model carefully so that you can pick the one that meets your skill set and your access to resources. For example, private labeling has many advantages. One of them is that once it's set up, it requires very little time to manage because of the fact that Amazon is fulfilling orders for you. So pick the right business model that meets your skill and your life balance and access those resources. You can watch my video about how to create an Amazon business step by step. I will put the link below in the description so that you can watch and decide. Number 5 is to find out your vision. You need to know what are you starting this business, and this is a really important step. This is what you are going to look back and reference later down the road when you are making decisions in your business. In order to scale a business, you are going to grow and develop, and there is going to be a lot more effort required. However, you can build this business just to support you to make money, or you can quit your job and you can stay home with your family. But you have to be careful on this part. This is my experience that after you start your business, you can start to become greedy as you start to see, wow, this is so awesome. I have so many opportunities and I can do better than that. This way you start getting it more and more into your business. Therefore, a vision of your life and goal is very important. Always be clear on that and reference back to it as often as possible. Your vision can change whenever you want, which is totally up to you. My vision has expanded as I have grown, as now I focus more on my students and help them succeed in Amazon FBA business. So always set goals like I want to make $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month in profit, or whatever it may be. It doesn't really matter what the goal is and how big it is. What matters is that you set one and make sure you stick to it. You can always track them down and realize if you have hit the goals or not, and to see where you are in that process. Like in Amazon business, you need to put in hard work to get started to make money. This is how it all works. If you think that Amazon FBA is some sort of get rich quick scheme, then let me clear out that it's not, and you should probably not waste your time on this and go on to the next big get rich quick scheme out there. You got to change your mentality, and you should know the proper mindset for success. You need to have an FBA mindset, which means that you should always look for products and maybe the profitable one. So like you need to find out all these products that you think they are profitable. So it's almost like having an awesome FBA mindset where you're always thinking about products that you potentially can sell and profit on Amazon. So guys, there is so many profitable things that you can go into. Once you master that skill, you will see a lot more success in your business and you will scale up to the one you wanted. Number 6 is about marketing and researching. You don't need to know everything, as you might not know anything about marketing right now. And guys, that's fine, because you will learn it in your journey. For example, if you already have a Facebook account and you are really good at it, you are creating artistic content, then maybe that's a platform that you would excel and market your Amazon product. You can also think about the paid marketing that is through Facebook ads, but at the moment when you are starting out, you don't need to focus on that. Next comes the research. You always want to see what your competitors are doing. So I would say that most people go into this business with an idea of something that they want to sell. And probably 90% of the time, they don't actually end up selling their original idea. My advice to you is that when you do have an idea of what you want to sell, is to go and sell what your competitors are doing, because that's gonna give you an idea of what's gonna be required. Subscribe to their email list, see what emails they are sending to people, check their website daily, check out their social media pages, and see how they are converting customers. This is, guys, the best way for you to know the market and how you can remain relevant and competitive. 6 is, guys, to figure out a plan to manage your cash flow. The word cash flow probably sounds intimidating, but trust me, it really isn't. When I say cash flow, I simply mean have a plan for how you are going to pay for the items that you are selling. This is a crucial thing to plan for, because as a new seller, Amazon is going to hold your money for 2 weeks. So if you are private labeling and your items start selling super fast, then you need to have a money on hand to go and purchase new inventory to replace your stock. Now there are 2 ways to handle this. Once you can have a bunch of money saved up in advance that you can use during this time period. Or 2, you can use a credit card, and honestly a credit card is the easy solution. And remember, guys, this is a good problem to have. It means that you are a super successful seller, so you don't have to be put off by this and be prepared for it. Last tip for you is to invest in a training program. Now, this is the best question I get asked all the time. How do I get started? Well, the best way to get started is with a step-by-step comprehensive training program. So, a training program is your best bet. I could strongly encourage. You can look into different programs, do your research, do your homework, and then find a program that resonates with you. Training programs can range anywhere from $500 to $5,000 depending on the quality of the program. From my experience, you do get what you pay for when it comes to Amazon training. So I do not recommend that you can do this on your own, although I try and provide you with a lot of information on this YouTube channel about Amazon FBA, and there are other YouTube channels also that have a great information as well. It's just not enough, because if you want to have someone to hold your hand and tell you exactly what to do step by step, then you have to invest in some sort of mentor. Also, when you get your training, you join their community. In that, you can learn from a lot of people's mistakes and you can share your questions and problems. So this is a very good way to contribute and learn. I always tell my students that you are not really investing into a course, but you are investing into yourself, and that is the most important thing. You need to educate yourself as much as possible. By learning from a mentor, you are so much likely to see success and maximize your chances of success. If you guys like the channel and the videos, make sure to check the link in the description below to check my personal mentorship, where you can literally message me and talk to me directly. So the mentorship is unlimited. I give every single student the kind of attention and mentorship that they deserve. So if you are looking for a course, check out the first link in the description down below. Guys, do join my Facebook community where all like-minded people like you are helping each other. It allows for you to be better. It allows you to learn from other people's mistakes. So you really don't have to make those same mistakes again. Thanks for watching this video. If you like it, I will appreciate if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to it. And if you have any question, be sure to ask them in the comment section below. And if you would like to start an Amazon FBA step by step, but you don't know how, then you should be sure to download Amazon free cheat sheet. You will find a link on how to download this incredible life-changing ebook in this video down below. So if you want to keep watching, I have handpicked this video for you to watch right here. I'll see you guys there.